Hello again. In this video, we will discuss the auxiliary verbs in English language. In my last video, we talked about that in English, we have a main verb and also auxiliary verb. And what is the difference between the main verb and auxiliary verb? We talked about these two verbs in our previous video. So let's learn that how different auxiliary verbs in English are used or what is their function. So let's dive into the world of verb. From the previous video, it is clear that we have four different types of helping verbs in English: to be, to do, then to have, and modal auxiliary verbs. We have also fifth auxiliary kind, that is semi-auxiliaries, but they are also the part of these things and we will also discuss about them later. We'll start with to be verbs. The main to be verbs is am, are, was and were. Be, being, been are also to be verbs, but they are mostly not used independently. So what is the function of to be verbs? The first function of the to be verbs, that they are used in making continuous tenses. Either you are making present simple continuous tense, past continuous tense, or future continuous tense, you will be getting help from to be verbs. As he is making tea, is the only word that is making this sentence present continuous. If I replace it with was, he was making tea, that will be past continuous. He will be making tea, that will be future continuous. So the basic use of to be verbs in English grammar is to make continuous tenses. Second use is the to be verbs are also used in passive voices. That means that if you are changing an active sentence into passive voice, the first thing that comes in our mind that is that we will have to get help from to be verb. But in modern English, people also use get in place of to be verbs in certain expressions. But normally we use to be verbs. Like the story was written by a famous writer. Its active sentence is a famous writer wrote a story. In active we don't use to be verb, especially in past simple and present. But when we change them into passive voice, we say the story was. So here was is a helping verb and its function is to change the sentence into passive voice. Or it helps us in making sentence passive voice. If I say I am teaching English grammar and I change it into passive voice, the English grammar is being taught by me. Here the word being is a helping verb and it helps us making the sentence passive voice. So in forming tenses and in passive voice. Then we can also use to be verb in certain constructions that show planning, arrangement, or order. Then to be verb is combined with infinitive form of the verb, full infinitive form of the verb. That takes to before it. So third use of to be verbs is in plans, arrangements, and commands we use. As I am to see him tomorrow. This is my planning and I'm getting help from am plus infinitive. We were to be married next month. It was our arrangement and here I'm using to be verb, infinitive plus to be verb to make this construction. You ought to go to market at once, Mama says. So this is an order by Mama and we are using here are with infinitive to make a command. So third use is to be verbs used with infinitive to show plan, arrangement and command. Then we also use to be verbs in various other constructions that we will be talking about in future, but these are the main uses of to be verbs. Then another kind of the helping verbs we have, that is to do. To do helping verbs are do, does and did. Let me remind you, in this video I am simply giving you the introduction to the helping verbs and how they are primarily used. They have various other uses too in English, but most common uses we are discussing here. So to do verbs, do, does, did, the first use of these auxiliary verbs is to change sentence interrogative and negative, especially present simple and past simple tenses. Present simple, past simple tenses. When we change these sentences into interrogative or negative, we get help from to do verbs. Like he doesn't work, here doesn't, making the sentence negative, helping verb. He didn't work, in past we are using didn't, making sentence negative, so helping verb. Does he work, here does, making sentence interrogative, that's why helping verb. Did he work, again making sentence interrogative, so this is also helping verb. So basic function of to do helping verbs is to change sentences into negative and interrogative of past and present simple tenses. The other use of to do verbs is to avoid repetition of previously used main verb. We have used a verb in a sentence and we are required to use it in another sentence, but we do not want it in order to avoid the repetition, so we use the word do in present and did in past. Let us understand this thing. Do you know him? The verb in the sentence is know. I can say yes, I know him, but instead of repeating the word know, I can say yes, I do. Here do is used in place of the word know to avoid its repetition. He ate fish. Ate fish. The verb is ate. And so did I. Here did is used in place of ate to avoid its repetition. In other words, I can say he ate fish and I ate fish too. That is also, but it is not natural. In everyday conversation or written language, in order to avoid the repetition, we use to do helping verb. Ate, and to replace it, we are using here did. That is the second use of to do helping verbs. We also use to do helping verbs in creating emphasis. In what tenses? Again, in present simple and past simple tenses. So to create emphasis, there are various ways in English, but we also use do, does or did to create emphasis in the sentences. Let's understand through the examples. You look pale, a normal expression. You do look pale. It means the other person is insisting and you want to that he or she is not looking pale, and you are creating emphasis. Yes, you do look pale means creating the emphasis in the sentence. Second sentence, I told him not to go. Right? Simple statement. But he did go. I can also say he went. That would have been a simple sentence. But when I say he did go, I'm creating emphasis. I'm saying the statement with emphasis. So this emphasis is indicated by the word did. And in imperative sentence, we can also do the same thing. Like, do be quiet, please, or do be quiet. It means you are telling someone they are making noise. Again and again, you are saying and they ignore you. And suddenly you are creating emphasis. Do be quiet. So do here functions as emphasis, creating emphasis in the sentence. Then, oh, do come. It's going to be such fun. Means someone, you are arranging a party, you are going on picnic or doing something, and you are inviting someone and you find them reluctant. And then you insist. And when I say insist, means you are creating emphasis. So, oh, do come. It's going to be fun. So, do, here, did, and do. In all these sentences, they are creating emphasis. So, this is all about the use of the helping verb do or to do. Then we have the third kind of the helping verb, that is to have. Basic use of to have helping verbs, these are have, has, had been, have been. I'm not written because they are compound. I've only taken the basics or the simple helping verbs of these examples, like to be, to do, and to have. So have, and had are the helping verbs. The basic and fundamental use of these helping verbs is to form perfect tenses: present perfect, past perfect, future perfect. Or they are also used with the modal verbs to make various expressions. We'll also talk about them. As I already told you, I'm only giving introduction, not going into unnecessary details that we will be doing later on. So in formation of perfect tenses, like he has promised to come with us. So it is only the word has that tells us that this sentence is of present perfect tense. Otherwise, promised, it's promise, second form promised, third form promised. If I remove this thing, the sentence will show past simple. But when I'm putting has, the sentence becomes present perfect. She had already tidied the rooms, past perfect. Tidied, third form, past perfect, because of the word had. So basic use of the to have helping verbs is to make perfect tenses. Second use is, it is also used with infinitive, like to be verbs. They are also used with infinitive, and to have helping verbs are also used with infinitive to show obligation or external force to do something. When there is external pressure on us to do something, or when we feel our obligation, we feel that we are morally bound to do this thing, then we use this construction. So we use have, has, or had plus infinitive form of the verb. Like, I had to be with them by 5 p.m. means it is obligation. I have already given my word to them. So had plus infinitive shows obligation here. We have to finish the work today. It means it's a commitment we have made with someone. So that's why now there's external force, a pressure on us. So we have to finish the verb today. Again, have plus infinitive. This shows the obligation or external force that is on us to complete or do some work. Next is modal verbs. They are not concerned with tenses. If you study in details, you will find out that the to be, to do, and to have verbs, their basic function is to make tenses besides other functions. But modal verbs are not normally used with this sense in order to make tenses. They make different expressions. So that's why the words like can, could, may, might, should, would, ought, need, dare, must, I'm also including semi-auxiliaries, are used to. They are used to add extra meaning to the main verb. We will discuss each one of them in our upcoming videos. But for now, that is enough to learn about them, that they add extra meaning to the main verb. Like she can cook. Can cook. Here can adds to the meaning of cooking. So she can cook food. What is the addition? Because of the word can, the verb cook shows her ability. If I remove this thing, I say she cooks food. This is, I'm talking about her routine, or I'm talking about that she does that thing regularly. But when I say she can cook, when I'm adding can with the verb cook, it shows ability. We should respect them. It is our moral obligation. In other words, I can say it is our moral obligation to respect them. Or she has the ability to cook food. Because of can and should, the sentences are showing ability and obligation. What each of this modal verb shows, we will discuss separately. It's a very lengthy topic. But for now, I hope you got the clear-cut idea that what are the helping verbs we have in English and how basically or fundamentally they are used. If you like this video, please do like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, do ask me. I'm also giving you all this thing that is written on the board in the description in case you were not able to clearly discern the writing on the board. So until my next video, bye-bye.